And we're back. And we're sticking with the blaster theme for these Task Force streams. Yeah, I know, for someone who says that I don't play blasters, I sure have a lot of them. Here's what the build actually looks like in game. Oh, that's why. I think this. No, no, I know what I'm clicking on wrong. At least there. Well, this was the. This was before Oil Slick Arrow. Don't I have a more recent build? Rad Marshall, Energy, AR Dev 2. That's Assault Rifle, Fire, Archery Fire, Ice, Fire, Archery Fire, Fire. AR Tactical R1, Arch Tactical R5. Why is the R1 got a more recent date? I don't know. All I'm coming up with is, did I accidentally oversave? Or save over the build I was supposed to be saving over? Okay, I apparently do not have the actual build that I'm using in game. For Archery Tactical Arrow. And I'm guessing I just accidentally oversaved on the one I was. Oh, this may not go well. Because I am spending a lot of time stunned. Oh, that's why I'm not doing any damage. He's classed as an arc villain for this run. On the other hand, I just charged full blast into an arc villain. Completely unprepared and didn't die. Yeah, if you wanted to take your time, yeah, wouldn't have asked for one of the speedsters to. Alright, there's a super stunner out there. Oh, look, hey, the rest of the team finally caught up after I've cleared half the room. Yeah, you're about to have a really bad day. Okay, I've got to cut some powers off because I am losing endurance. Say goodbye to your endurance. Say goodbye to my endurance. Where is everyone else? Alright, let's shut this turkey down. God, come on. I'm generally not a fan of Beast in Black, but Highway to Mars is not a bad song. I really do like that costume. Probably because it looks like one of mine. Very good use of Spectrum. This is one of those. I know you can't see the chat that's going on, but this is definitely one of those moments where you went too far. No chance of getting valet on this one. I can kill fast, but not that fast. And there's an even chance that they may be able to drop me. Gotta ignite that oil slick. Okay. These guys may stun lock me. Really hate being stun locked. I really gotta just. Okay, shut down. Yeah, the one thing Tactical Arrow really doesn't have is any good method to deal with enemies who get within melee range. Stunner. Okay, buddy. You just stay over there. Oh, that's interesting. If I adjust the microphone, or I'm sorry, adjust the volume on the headset, I'm actually getting a pop-up telling me what's playing. Really useful for a lower resolution panel. I don't have a lot of space to work with. Oh well, enough space. I'm pretty sure we didn't get valet. Oh, that's why I lost Scorpion Shield and didn't realize it. Let's get turned back on. It's like, I really like this build. Alright, back to Amaranth. I really want to make a point of this. Peacebringer, please use my R8 build. You're knocking stuff all over. Of course, that means next task force, I'm going to have to bring out my Peacebringer. I did see something on Amazon recently. A USB cable tester, port charger tester. Really tempted to pick it up. It's only like 18 bucks. I mean, part of me kind of goes, an 18-buck tool for electrical use doesn't sound reliable. I need to see if Fleer actually makes any USB cable charger testers. I mean, they probably do. I mean, they make everything else. I'm actually kind of loving how Fleer is taking the fight to Fluke. I realize this is kind of like a random tangent. Uh, but Fleer making some multimeters now that I think are competitive with Fluke. And that's been a market that's desperately needed some innovation, and some actual competition. All right, this. Sorry, not a fan of that one. Oh. Trivium. Trivium's all right. Rather no kill switch engage. Oh, yeah, I also saw that Newegg had a GeForce RTX 2060 6 gig for $479 this morning, or I think it was actually maybe $469. And you're watching GPU prices slowly fall back to where the MSRPs are supposed to be. And part of the reason for this is related to while I'm thinking about it, the Panda Kickstarter that was canceled. One of the reasons it got canceled is that the supply vendor, who is supplying components for the Panda controller, is undergoing rolling blackouts right now. And that's one of the reasons why China, the CCP, is cracking down so heavily on GPU Bitcoin mining and ramping up their ARM processor fabrication and processor-oriented digital currency mining. Because quite simply, the CCP is running out of physical electric power. They're actually having to buy coal in barges from other countries to get the power plants fueled. Because right now, the CCP literally does not have enough electrical power to drive the digital currency mining that GPUs are demanding. And that's one of the reasons why we're seeing so many used GPUs hit the market, as digital currency miners in China are being told to get rid of their power drain. The CCP cannot keep its infrastructure going, and that infrastructure is needed to keep its people alive. And if its people start dying off, then the CCP doesn't have the marketplace or anything else. So it's a complicated system of the CCP bit off more than it can try and chew on the digital currency calculatory control. So we're seeing a flood of used GPUs come in, and many of these GPUs are being sold as new GPUs. They're not. There is probably not going to be a single new GeForce RTX series card or Radeon RX 5000 or RX 6000 series card. There's probably not going to be a single new card hitting the market over the next 6 months, because we've seen the photos and the videos. The GeForce 4000 series and the Radeon 7000 series sample cards were already being sold to Bitcoin, digital currency, Ethereum vendors. I really hate that they forcibly turned this into a smash instead of a speed by ramping the difficulty up and then keeping along. That mastermind's not even level 47 yet. He's level 46 or 45. I really hate when teams do that. Yeah, we need you to come and help. Yeah, this is going to be a 15-minute tech force is now going to take 30 minutes because we're going to make you smash it. Yeah, that's one way to really piss me off. On the other hand, it also gets me talking about other subjects because I have nothing to do but just spam attacks. If this had been a standard speed task force, we could have just moved on and done another task force, an Apex, a 10 Mage, an ITF. Instead, we're still slogging away on the same task force. Yeah, this is why some of these guys have 1 stars over their head. Anyways, so going back to GPU prices, yeah, we're going to see them start to come down. But a flood of those 6000 series Radeon cards and RTX 2000 and RTX 3000 series and RTX 4000 series and even the Radeon 7000 series, they're all going to be used cards. They may be packaged as new, but they're all going to be used. And probably the first series of cards we'll see that are legitimately new out of the box will be the Intel Arc cards. And probably by the time we hit August, we'll start seeing some clear the way for the mastermind. I got this, brute. Go on. That's Yeah, at this point now, if they're going to make me smash through it, I'm just going to be a prat. I realize I am. I do not need to be fighting these guys. Anyways, while I'm being bored out of my skull by ambulatory ablative bags of HP, uh, GPU prices will be coming down back to same levels. Will they actually be back to MSRP by August? Probably before then, because there's a number of vendors who have political reasons to get prices down and enforce an apparent economic recovery before we start actually hitting voting, which early voting will start in some U.S. states as early as September. You'll be able to go ahead and head to a polling booth. So getting prices down, trying to visibly counter the inflation, which was what, 6 point something percent. Getting prices back to MSRP on general is going to be a high point for some of the more vicious uh, market manipulators. I'm not sure it'll be happen. You can only play economics so much before everyone really starts to realize that the core is rotten. Okay, I almost feel like I have to follow up on that to explain the logic train here. Uh, we know that, and this part of this is, bear with me for a second as I try to figure out how to connect the dots for someone who's not read in on this. The Biden administration is effectively owned by the CCP. We know that. We know the link between China Joe and Hunter Biden. I mean, it's not unknown at this point. I mean, if you're saying there's not a link there, you're lying. You're lying. You're not being obtuse. You're not being um, blind. You're lying. Uh, but the CCP right now, they really need China Joe. They really need the Democrats. They really need their socialist pals to not get completely raffle stomped in the congressional elections. Because what will happen is if there's an inversion and foundationalists get elected into Congress, then there is a very, very real chance that China Joe could find himself impeached and arrested, and the discovery portion of the criminal charges after an impeachment could be, well, bad. I mean, they're going to be bad, but they could be really, really bad. Uh, so right now, it's mostly a measure of limiting the amount of damage that's inflicted. And that means having to make the economy look better than it actually is, making some moves to appease consumers, placating the base. But I don't think the Democrats um, can placate their base. Anyway, since I'm losing the point here, Nvidia, Intel have very severe problems at the upper end of the executive leadership. There are no questions a number of Biden supporters, Biden voters in the upper echelons of some of the big chip vendors who, well, haven't gone away. They are going to do everything they can to maintain their economic base of power and maintain their uh, political base of power. It's probably may not be possible to do both. There's too many people asking questions. Uh, and GPU prices have basically been part of the problem in that maintaining calculatory control of digital currencies has been one of the methods that the Democrats have been using to pay off uh, partners partners in crime. Just toss somebody a huge load of untraceable Bitcoin that then can be converted into real cash, and now you've got an effective way of bypassing campaign finance violations and giving uh, friends and foes a financial bonus. Yes, I did just say that the Democrats are using digital currencies in order to bypass financial restrictions and pay off various interested parties who help pull off fraud, who help pull off the various crimes surrounding a stolen election. All right, 40 minutes. 40 minutes for a market crash. That's just, it's a 20-minute TF at best. That's the kind of thing that just ticks me off and sends me wanting to dive down into murky politics. And I'm kind of hoping I'm hoping that anyone who was watching this was just so bored out of their skull